Hello, hi. Welcome to today's Monday Parenting Scope. Sorry, I got something I gotta erase here. Hi, welcome. My name is Virginia. I am the author, blogger, and entrepreneur at virginiageorge.com. And today, so Mondays I like to talk a little bit about some kind of an aspect of parenting or motherhood. And so today I want to talk about consent. We talk about consent mostly with our kids when it relates to sex and to relationships and to what's appropriate when our kids are teenagers. But now I have got kids who are not at that age yet where that is important. However, there are things that we are doing that are it's kind of a precursor to those teenage years. So my kids are 10, 8, 6, and my little one's going to be 4 next week, I think, already. And so when we talk about, okay, honey, can you go and play somewhere else, please? So when we talk about consent with our kids, so right now we're laying the foundation for what that means. So when my kids are playing and they're fighting and arguing or something, and somebody says, I've got one who likes to kiss everybody. He just wants to kiss people. And they get annoyed. They get very annoyed. And so what I have begun doing is just talking with the kids now and laying the foundation for what consent looks like. So consent really is being able to be in control over what happens with your body. Like in the end, that's what we're looking for, right? That if kids or teenagers when they are, or adults, I guess, when they're at that point of being ready to have sex, we want them to know that they have the ability, they should have autonomy and the ability to make decisions over what happens with their body. And so now as kids, we need to start to model that for them. So when my kissy 6-year-old wants to kiss everybody and the 8-year-old says, stop it, then that's a teachable moment. That's a moment for us to be able to step in and say, hey, listen, buddy, your sister really doesn't want to be kissed right now, and that's her body, and she gets to decide what happens to it. And on the other hand, so we're teaching our kids that, one, I can stand up and say, this isn't okay with me and I don't like this. And on the other hand, we're teaching the other child that if somebody says no, that's not okay. So how does that play into, other things? Tickling. Things like tickling your kids when somebody tickles and they say stop. Mom tickles and they say stop and you don't stop. You're teaching them that you as an adult and as an authority can override what they say is appropriate with their body. When we go and visit family and somebody wants a hug or a kiss and the child doesn't want to give a hug or a kiss, saying, oh, come on, give grandma a hug. Grandma really wants a hug. Pressuring them to give somebody a hug or a kiss that they're uncomfortable with is the same thing. It's not respecting their physical space and their boundaries with what they say is okay with their body. And so, you don't have to make people feel awkward or uncomfortable, but it's simple thing as, oh, if you don't want to give them a kiss, how about a high five? Or I see that you don't want to give a kiss right now, and that's okay. And just validating our kids. It's the little things that start to send messages to our kids about how what's okay with them for their bodies. And so those are just a few ways that we can kind of start to be respectful of our kids and their space. And, it's not a big deal to kiss, to give grandma or uncle or something a hug. It's not a big deal. It's not unsafe. It's not anything. But when we start pressuring them to do things that are outside of what they feel is comfortable, I think that's just kind of setting the stage for the same thing later when the stakes are higher. Right now we have this great opportunity to start teaching our kids things in a way that's relatively, I don't want to say harmless, but whether or not somebody gives grandma and grandpa a hug or not is not really, doesn't really make a big deal. But the message that we're giving our kids is what's important. So I think that's the long and short of what I wanted to share with you today. So I just encourage you to take the time to hear those messages from your kids, and now when the stakes are not so high, give them the opportunity to express that, to validate their opinions and their feelings and their comfort level so that they can be prepared to make a better decision when they are older and when the stakes are higher, much, much, much higher. So I guess that's it. If you have any other thoughts or questions, shoot me a tweet at VirGeorge or hit me up on Instagram, same username. You can follow me on my website, virginiageorge.com. And I have a lot of faith and parenting and mental health related posts over there. So I'd love to see you around. And with that, I will see you next time.